This is a quick video tutorial showing you how to use some of the University of Iowa Library's resources to find news articles from around the world to use for your media analysis assignments. We're going to use this subject guide, News and Newspapers, which is linked from your icon page, but also available if you go directly to this URL. As you can see, this gives a lot of different kinds of information about finding news, but we're going to go to this tab here, International Newspaper Resources. Just click on that tab and you'll see that a list of other resources comes up. And we're going to look at just two of them. The first here is Access World News, so clicking on that should open up a new window. And if you're using this tool from on campus, the network will recognize you automatically as an iOS student. If you're using it from off campus, you'll be prompted to put in your Hawk ID. And Access World News covers news from around the world, as the name suggests. You can see we can search for the whole world and be searching through over 3,000 different newspapers and news wires. But one of the fun things about this tool is you can also search by geographical areas. So you can see the map here and also the continents listed on the side. I'm going to click on Africa, and that'll open up a new map that shows just the countries in the continent, but also gives a list of the countries to the left. And you can see how many sources are available for each country. So I'm going to click here on South Africa. You can also click directly on the country name, and you'll see our search box has been updated, so we can search with a keyword all 14 sources coming out of South Africa. But we can also search a specific newspaper here. And in this case, it's important to check the date range for the newspapers. Your assignment needs to be within the past 5 years. So for example, the Mail and Guardian only goes up to 2003, so that's not going to be helpful for this assignment. But I see that the Sowetan we have through the current day, and it's published in Johannesburg, which is a major city. So you can see here, once again, the search box has been updated, so we can search specifically in the history of this newspaper for a keyword. We get a little more information here about the newspaper itself. So it's a daily. We can see how big its circulation is, and find out a little bit more about the source. So since we've been asked to find a major news outlet, this can be a helpful way to determine that. And other than just searching, you can just browse specific issues. So you can put in a certain date if there's an event that you want to go back and look at the news about. But we can also just look at the most recent issues that are available. And Access World News will show the general categories as they're listed in the newspaper, the different sections. And you can just browse by the title of the different articles here. So for example, one of your possible topics here is economic development. So mining might fit into that, so I'm just going to click on this item here under Economy, Business, and Finance. And you'll see we get the full article here. In this case, it's actually quite a short article. It might not be enough to really go on. But that's a way that you can use Access World News. Going back to this subject guide, another tool that we can use is LexisNexis Academic. And this is a database that includes a lot of different kinds of information, but including news. So you can search using this box here, but I'm actually going to go to the left to this tab that says News. and click Newspapers and Wires. And this brings up a more specific search box. So I can click specifically non-US newspapers and wires, and unclick newspapers here. And we can put in some search terms. So if I'm interested in mining development in South Africa, I can put in those terms here and click search. And we get a lot of results here. You'll see there are different ways you can sort your search results on the left, looking at different kinds of publications, specific publications, some subject information, and so on. But I want to point out that although I use South Africa as a search term, that's not going to limit to publications from South Africa. So we can see some of these are, but we've also got something from the Toronto Star, which is a Canadian newspaper. But if you find an article that looks interesting, you can just click on the title to open it up, and you'll get the full text with your keywords highlighted in the text. LexisNexis also makes it easy to email an article to yourself, so keep that in mind. I'm going to go back to the search page, and I just want to show one more thing. You can also see that they'll give you a word count a lot of times, so that can help you see if it's a full article or just a short blurb. So those are just two of the tools that we have to help you access international newspapers. There are others listed here, and I want to welcome you to get in touch with anyone in the library if you're having a hard time finding information for this assignment or for others. On the library homepage, you can go to the Help button and click on Ask a Librarian, and there are a lot of different ways you can email and use even chat reference. I'm going to click on Main Library Reference here, and you can see there's a chat window that I can use. Thank you for listening to this video tutorial.